Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I welcome you to today's Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita session. We are reading from Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 9. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to the holy places in South India. Today is March 8th, 2026. So we were reading about this brāhmaṇa so Mahaprabhu is in Sri Rangam, and there we saw, we heard about this brāhmaṇa who recited Bhagavad Gita every day, even though he was illiterate. And he did that because his guru had instructed him to do that. And so he would very faithfully every day come to the temple of Ranganath and recite all the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. But others would be teasing him, criticizing him. He didn't care for that. He continued. So one day Mahaprabhu came, and Mahaprabhu noticed. Mahaprabhu would also go to the temple, and he saw that this brāhmana is experiencing all these ashta-sattvika vikaras. He's in ecstasy. There's trembling, there's perspiration, there's tears in his eyes. So Mahaprabhu approached him and asked him, can you tell me which part of Bhagavad Gita, which meaning of in Bhagavad Gita is giving you such ecstasy? So the brāhmana, normally he would not respond to people who would come, because he knew they were just trying to, make fun of him. But he understood the sincerity of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and so he replied. He said, actually, I'm a fool. I don't know, the meanings of Bhagavad Gita, whatever I'm reading. And, sometimes I'm reciting, the pronunciation is correct, and sometimes it's not correct. I don't even know. But I'm reading because my guru has ordered me to do that. Then Mahaprabhu said, that's all right, but I'm actually seeing that there is ecstasy on your body. What is causing you that ecstasy? So then he said that as long as I am reading this Bhagavad Gita, I see Krishna, beautiful blackish Krishna, sitting on the chariot of Arjun with holding the reins of the horses and the bridle in his hand, and he is speaking to Arjun to instruct him for his benefit. Krishna is playing the role of a chariot driver for the sake of his devotee, and now this Bhagavad Gita is Krishna speaking to Arjun. So that's what I'm seeing. Whenever I read Bhagavad Gita, that's the scene. That's what I'm seeing. And when I see that, I become overcome with ecstasy. For as long as I'm reading, I get this darshan of Krishna sitting on the chariot of Arjun. And therefore, my mind does not want to stop reciting Bhagavad Gita. when Mahaprabhu heard this, Mahaprabhu was so pleased. He said, you are, only you have the adhikar. Adhikar means the right to recite Gita. Whatever you have understood, whatever you are feeling, that is the real purport of Gita. Saying this, Mahaprabhu immediately embraced that brāhmana. And that brāhmana, in response, he fell on the lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and began to cry. And then he said that whatever pleasure I get by getting darshan of Krishna while reciting Bhagavad Gita, I get double the pleasure by seeing you. My mind feels that you are the same Krishna. So then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tells us that by experiencing Krishna, he experienced Krishna, isn't it? When reading Bhagavad Gita, he's experiencing Krishna. By experiencing Krishna, his mind has become nirmala. Nirmala means it's purified of all contamination. Therefore, even though Mahaprabhu did not reveal himself, he was able to understand the tattva of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, that he is Krishna himself. He was able to understand. So yesterday, elaborately, we discussed about this point of how somebody, can have any contamination in that stage where, of bhakti, where he's in bhava and prema. So that contamination, what is that contamination? That doubt that the devotee has, will I ever get darshan of Krishna, right? So Krishna removes that doubt of the devotee by actually appearing in front of the devotee and making the devotee experience him. So because he has experienced, so all that contamination or all that doubt is removed. So now because of that, now that means he's in such an advanced stage, he has such love for the Lord that, and the Lord has revealed himself also. The Lord has revealed himself. So because of that, now he is able to immediately understand the tattva of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. So then we'll see what happened after that. So the next verse is, tabe Mahāprabhu tāre karāila śikṣaṇa, ei bāt kahāna kariho prakāśana. So, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami said to us that he was able to understand all the tattva, all the truths about the Supreme Lord because of experiencing Krishna. Then what happened after that? When that devotee fell on the lotus feet of Krishna and he said that I'm getting double the pleasure by seeing you, double the pleasure of what I got by experiencing Krishna, I'm getting double the pleasure by seeing you. My mind tells me that you are the same Krishna. By hearing this, what did Mahaprabhu say? Tabe Mahāprabhu tāre karāila śikṣaṇa. Mahaprabhu instructed him. He instructed this brāhmana. Ei bāt kahāna kariho prakāśana. And then he also told him, don't reveal this incident to anyone. That whatever you have experienced today, the fact that you have realized today, don't disclose it to anyone. Tabe Mahaprabhu tāre karāila śikṣaṇa. Mahaprabhu instructed him. Then, ei bāt kahāna kariho prakāśana. Don't tell this anywhere. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu then taught the brāhmana very thoroughly. So, what was this brāhmana experiencing? He was simply seeing Krishna and seeing that, oh, Krishna is taking the role of the servant of his devotee. Seeing this brāhmana went into, he was experiencing all this bliss. But now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually taught him that Bhagavad Gita thoroughly. What all is there? He is the real speaker of Bhagavad Gita. He is Krishna himself. So he actually taught the brāhmana everything thoroughly. Besides that, who is Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu? If you remember, in his earlier ashram as a grihastha, he was known as Nimai Pandit, and he was a great teacher. He would have so many students, and anyone who studied under Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu for just 2 months, he would become expert. What people would learn for years and years together. Like it is said that for you to learn Sanskrit grammar properly, at least for 12 years, you have to study dedicatedly. But people would come to learn from Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, from Nimai Pandit. In 2 months, they would become expert scholars. And also anyone who once, that means he was such a great teacher. That's the point. Before he even revealed to the world the aspect of devotion, when he was playing the role of a brāhmaṇa, a pandit, a scholar, he was such an expert. And when he stopped teaching, because now he's in such ecstasy all the time, he's not able to focus on the subject matter, that even if he's teaching anything, he's only explaining everything in terms of Krishna and devotion to Krishna. So finally he, because he's not able to cover the subject in time, he said, I won't be able to teach anymore. I give you my blessings. You can go and study from other teachers. But the student said, if you are retiring from teaching, we are retiring from studying also. Anyone who once studied under Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu would not be able to go and study under any other teacher, because he was the best, right? So such Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu is now teaching this brāhmana thoroughly Bhagavad Gita. Can you imagine how nicely he would have understood Bhagavad Gita? So Mahaprabhu first taught him thoroughly everything, and then requested him, right? After this explaining everything, teaching thoroughly, then he requested the brāhmana not to disclose the fact that he was Lord Kṛṣṇa himself. That's the point. Not that don't tell anyone this Bhagavad Gita. No. Bhagavad Gita should be taught to everyone. But Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu is Krishna himself. He understood that. So Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu said, this fact that you have seen, realized, don't disclose it to anyone. He requested. Let's see what happened next. Say, vipra mahāprabhura bodo bhakta hoilo, cāri māsa prabhu-saṅga kabhu na chādilo. So apparently, this incident took place in the beginning itself. Mahaprabhu was in Sri Rangam, and then remember, traveling. Mahaprabhu went to Tirupati, then he went to all those different temples of Lord Shiva, and then to the temple of Lord Vishnu, like that. And finally he came to Sri Rangam in his travels, South India travels. When he came to Sri Rangam, then seeing his ecstasy, everybody was amazed. So this devotee, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, came to Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and said, please come to my house to take prasadam. Because that is the system. When a sannyasi comes, then the brahmanas invite the sannyasi to take prasadam, because the sannyasis don't have any arrangement for their stay or for their food. So the brahmanas invite them to their homes, and sannyasis can accept food only in the homes of brahmanas because they are pure. So whenever sannyasis come, the brahmanas invite them. And here is a sannyasi who is exceptionally, very, very, effulgent. And his ecstasies were amazing. Who would not want such a sannyasi to come and take prasadam in their homes? So Sri Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa went and requested Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, please, take prasadam in our home. And he brought Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu to his house. And after he took prasadam, then he requested, can you please, Chaturmasya is starting, spend your 4 months of Chaturmas in our house. And in this way, every day you do Krishna Katha and you deliver me, like that. Of course, also when he brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house, they washed the lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, and he drank, and all his family members drank that water. How fortunate. Then he, after prasadam, he requested. So what did Mahaprabhu say? Mahaprabhu said, okay. And he stayed. And while he was staying there, so many other brahmanas were inviting him to come and take prasad in their homes. So he would go each day to a different brahmana's home. And like this, 4 months had passed. And in these 4 months, he could not go to all the brahmanas' homes. There were so many brahmanas. So apparently it appears that Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu saw this brahmana in the beginning of his stay in Srirangam. He stayed for 4 months. So in the beginning itself, when he came, he saw this brahmana and he met the brahmana, and this whole pastime happened. And that brahmana said that my mind says you are Kṛṣṇa himself, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Bhagavad Gita thoroughly. And then he said, don't reveal this to anyone. But since then, this brahmana never gave up the association of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu throughout the 4 months. He would always be with Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Say vipra mahāprabhura bada bhakta haila. He became a great devotee of Mahaprabhu. This vipra, this brahmana, South Indian brahmana, apparently a śrī-vaiṣṇava brahmana, because he's there in Srirangam. But after this incident, he became a great devotee of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Say vipra mahāprabhura bada bhakta haila. Cāri māsa prabhu-saṅga kabhu na chāḍila. For those 4 months, not even once did he leave the association of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. That brahmana became a great devotee of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, and for 4 continuous months, he did not give up the Lord's company. Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa rahe gauracandra nirantara bhaṭta-saṅge kṛṣṇa-kathānanda. So in this way, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu stayed in the house of Bhaṭṭa. Bhaṭṭa means Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. Nirantara bhaṭta-saṅge kṛṣṇa-kathānanda. So nirantar, there is no break. That is pure devotional service. Pure devotional service means continuous, again and again and again and again. There is no break in between. Bhakti should not, if the bhakti is interrupted by any karma or jnana or sankhya or yoga, that means we are doing bhakti, let's say Shravana Kirtana Bhakti, we are hearing, we are chanting, and then we take a break in between to go and take care of some household activities and this and that, right? If you are not, even while doing those activities, if you are not either chanting or hearing, by which the bhakti is continuously happening, if you are not doing that, then your bhakti is not nirantara. There is antara. There's break in between. But bhakti, pure devotional service, has to be nirantara. Again and again and again we see that. See here also, yesterday in Srimad Bhagavatam, or for you this morning, Srimad Bhagavatam class also we saw that about Srimad in the 5th canto, 6th chapter, text 16, Srila Prabhupada's purport. How should one read Srimad Bhagavatam? You should read Srimad Bhagavatam daily as a principle. And what is the other word? One more word was used. Srimad Bhagavatam should be read daily as a principle. Persistently for 24 hours. So daily as a principle, persistently for 24 hours if possible. So where is the break there? 24 hours means. And daily, 24 hours daily and persistently. It's not like you relax at some point. No. That's the standard of bhakti. Pure devotional service means that is the standard. And then later on it is said, and if you're not reading, then you can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So either you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra or you read Srimad Bhagavatam. Hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Hear, speak, read, like this. Shravan Kirtan is most powerful. That has to be done. So here Mahaprabhu was doing that. Mahaprabhu has come to teach us by his personal example. Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, but he is teaching us by his personal example what is pure devotional service, how to do pure devotional service. Nirantara bhaṭṭa-saṅge kṛṣṇa-kathānanda. So while he stayed in the house of Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, Sri Gauracandra, nirantara, without a break, continuously, he is doing Krishna Katha and Ananda, in ecstasy. In ecstasy, he is discussing Krishna Katha continuously. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu remained at the house of Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa and constantly talked with him about Lord Krishna. In this way, he was very happy. śrī-vaiṣṇava bhaṭṭa seve lakṣmī-nārāyaṇa tāra bhakti dekhi prabhura tushta haila mana. Now, because Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa was a śrī-vaiṣṇava, śrī-vaiṣṇavas worship lakṣmī-nārāyaṇa. Sri means Lakshmi Devi, Sri Sampradaya, right? That means there are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas. There is Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, then Kumara Sampradaya, and Madhya Sampradaya. So, in Sri Sampradaya, who is the original, the first Acharya, right? The pioneer, the first Acharya in Sri Sampradaya is Lakshmi Devi. In Kumara Sampradaya, the first Acharya, the Kumaras. In Rudra Sampradaya, Lord Shiva. And in Brahma Madhya Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Lord Brahma is the first Acharya. So, in Sri Sampradaya, Lakshmi Devi is the original. That means she is instructed by the Supreme Lord, and then she instructs the next disciple, like that. So, in Sri Sampradaya, the worshipable deity is Lakṣmī-nārāyaṇa. So, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa was serving Lakṣmī-nārāyaṇa with great devotion. Seeing his devotion, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu was very pleased. The devotion with which Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa was serving Lakṣmī-nārāyaṇa, seeing that, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu's mind was very pleased. śrī-vaiṣṇava bhaṭṭa seve lakṣmī-nārāyaṇa tāra bhakti dekhi prabhura tushta hoila mana. Being a Vaishnava in the Ramanuja Sampradaya, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa worshipped the deities of Lakshmi and Narayan. Seeing his pure devotion, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu was very satisfied. Nirantara, again nirantara, continuously, constantly. Nirantara tāra saṅge hoila sakhya bhava, hasya parihase duhe sakhya rasva bhava. So they were spending 4 months continuously. Mahaprabhu stayed in the house of Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa and constantly they would discuss Krishna Katha. So being in the association of Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa constantly, they had, a sakhya bhav, like equals, right? Friendship, like they had a friendship like between equals. Sakhya bhav means like friends. So what was Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa's relationship with Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu? Sakhya, like a friend. So nirantara tāra saṅge hoilo sakhya bhava. Mahaprabhu had this sakhya bhav. Hasya parihase duhe sakhyara swabhav. So what is the nature of sakhya bhav, sakhya rasa? When there is when the relationship with Krishna is that of friendship, what happens in that relationship? What do 2 friends do? Hasya parihase. They joke with each other and they laugh. Right? This is the relationship between equals, between friends. So that's what was going on between Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. Nirantara tāra saṅge hoilo sakhya bhav. Mahaprabhu was in a relationship of sakhya ras, sakhya bhav with Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa constantly. Hasya parihase duhe sakhyara swabhav. And both of them would just joke and laugh, as it is the nature of sakhya rasa. Constantly associating with each other, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa gradually developed a friendly relationship. Indeed, sometimes they laughed and joked together. prabhu kohe bhaṭṭa tomar lakṣmī ठाकुरानी kanta vakshaha sthita pati vrata shiromani. So now in this friendly relationship where they are joking with each other, laughing like that, right? You see in Vraja, just to give you an, like a background, in Vraja, Krishna's relationship with the cowherd boys, how was it? The boys would challenge Krishna. What kind of a big man are you? You and I are equal. Or they would just run and jump on the back of Krishna, climb on the back of Krishna, right? And then, they would say, close your eyes, because they would eat the prasadam, the lunch that was sent by their mothers. So after herding the cows, they would sit down to eat. When they eat, they would say, okay, Krishna, I'll put something in your mouth and you have to tell me what it is, right? Something like that. So he would close his eyes and they would put one rasgulla or sandesh. And one time they would put a jasmine flower in his mouth. It would taste bitter. And then, so I'm saying, this is the type of relationship between friends. They joke with each other, and they tease each other and they laugh like that. Also about, when they're going into the forest, the boys would take one boy's lunch box and they would just throw it from one person to another, taking it away from him, and then they would just pass it on here and there, and that boy is running around trying to get it like that. So these are the dealings, like they tease each other, they fight, and they challenge each other, and they laugh a lot. This is the relationship, Sakhya Rasa. So now Mahaprabhu is having Sakhya Rasa with Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. So in that Sakhya Rasa, what is Mahaprabhu saying? Listen, Mahaprabhu is saying, Prabhu kohe bhaṭṭa tomar Lakṣmī ఠાકુરાની, because you are a devotee of Lakshmi Devi. So your goddess Lakshmi, Kanta Vakshaha Sthita, Pativrata Shiromani. She is, your Lakshmi Devi, Lakshmi ఠાકુરાની, Kanta. So she is the wife of Lord Narayan, right? She is the wife of Lord Narayan. And Vaksha Sthita. So she is situated on the chest of her husband, of Lord Narayan. She is his wife. She is the wife of Lord Narayan, and she's situated on the chest of Lord Narayan. Pativrata Shiromani. She's the crest jewel amongst all chaste women. She's the topmost amongst all chaste women, right? She's always there on the chest of her husband. She's the crest jewel of all chaste ladies. Your Lakshmi Devi, your Lakshmi ఠાકુરાની. She is the wife of Lord Narayan, and she's on the chest, situated on the chest of her husband. And she's Pativrata Shiromani. She's the crest jewel of all chaste ladies. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu told the Bhattacharya, your worshipable goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, always remains on the chest of Narayan, and she's certainly the most chaste in the creation. Amar Thakur Krishna, Gopa, Gocharaka, Sadhvi Hoya, Kene Chahe Tahara Sangam. So, your goddess Lakshmi is the crest jewel amongst all chaste ladies, right? So your supreme worshipable deity is Lakshmi and Narayan. And Lakshmi ji, she's a very chaste lady. She's the best, the topmost of all chaste ladies. And she always stays on the chest of Lord Narayan. And our worshipable deity is Lord Kṛṣṇa. He's a cowherd boy. He herds the cows. Even though your goddess is a saintly person, sadhvi, and she's a chaste lady who's completely faithful to her husband, why she wants to associate with our Krishna? She is the wife of Lord Narayan, and Lord Narayan stays in Vaikuntha in royalty like a king, and she is his wife. On top of that, she is the topmost of all chaste ladies. She's very chaste. Still, she desires to associate. She wants to get the association of our Krishna, who is not a king. He's just a cowherd boy. He's herding the cows. Why, even though she is so chaste and faithful to her husband, why is she desiring to associate with our Krishna? This is the challenge. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Lakshmi Devi, previous verse said, she is chaste. She's the wife of Lord Narayan. She's chaste. She stays on the chest of Lord Narayan. So now, however, my Lord is Lord Sri Krishna, a cowherd boy who's engaged in tending cows. Why is it that Lakshmi, being such a chaste wife, wants to associate with my Lord? Why does Lakshmi ji wants to associate with my Lord? Ei lagi sukha bhoga chadi chirakala, vrata niyama kori tapa korila apar. And what did she do? It's not that she just desired it or she wants. She wanted to achieve it. So she gave up all the comforts and opulence of Vaikuntha. She left Vaikuntha. In order to get Krishna's association, she left Vaikuntha. She gave up the comforts, opulence of Vaikuntha. And for a very, very long time, Chirakala, right? For a very, very, very long time, she followed severe vratas, right? Like penances and rules and regulations. Why? Tapa, korila apar. Unlimited penances and vratas. Vratas means like fasting, austerities, chanting. And she did so many. Vrata, niyama, and with regulation, right? She did tapasya. And how much? Apara. There's no limit to all the types of, regulations and rules she followed. Vratas she observed, and tapasya she did. For how long? For chirakala, for a very, very, very long time. She observed vows and regulative principles and accepted austerities unlimitedly for a very long time. Why? To get the association of Krishna. In order to get the association of Krishna, she left the enjoyment of Vaikuntha, the comforts and the opulences of Vaikuntha. And she performed such severe tapasya, following rules and regulations. Unlimited tapasya. For a very long time she did. To be able to get the association of Krishna. Why did she do that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. Just to associate with Krishna, Lakshmi abandoned all transcendental happiness in Vaikuntha and for a long time accepted vows and regulative principles and performed unlimited austerities. Kasyanubhavosya na deva vidmahe tavaṅghrireṇusparashādhikāraha yadvanchaya śrīrlalanacharat-tapo vihaya kāmān suchiram dhritabhrata. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 16th chapter, text 36. And this verse was spoken by the wives of Kaliya to Lord Krishna. What are they saying? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted this verse to Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, O Lord, we do not know how the serpent Kaliya attained such an opportunity to be touched by the dust of your lotus feet. Even the goddess of fortune, for this end, performed austerities for centuries, giving up all other desires and observing austere vows. Indeed, we do not know how the serpent Kaliya got such an opportunity. So what is Mahaprabhu's statement here? Mahaprabhu said that your goddess of fortune, she performed austerities, unlimited austerities, to be able to associate with Lord Krishna. She gave up her Vaikuntha and she performed severe tapasya for a very long time to get the association of Krishna. What is the proof of this? That Lakshmi Devi performed austerities. The highest pramana, if you want to make any statement, the highest pramana is Srimad Bhagavatam. If you quote anything from Srimad Bhagavatam, then there is nothing that can counter that. That's the highest. If you prove any point from Srimad Bhagavatam, even if there are statements that are against that in other Puranas or Vedas or anywhere else, they don't have that weight. Bhagavatam has the highest weight. Or if somebody makes a statement and if you can show from Bhagavatam that it is not that way, then that is nullified. The other point, this is established. Statement of Bhagavatam is established. Srimad Bhagavatam is the Chakravarti Pramana. It is the highest authority. So Mahaprabhu, when he made this statement that Lakshmi Devi performed tapasya in order to get the association of Krishna, to prove that Mahaprabhu is quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam, this verse spoken by the wives of Kaliya, where they are saying that even, so we don't know how this Kaliya, he is not a devotee, he was just an envious serpent. He gets the dust of your lotus feet because Krishna danced on Kaliya. So he got the dust of your lotus feet. How did he get so fortunate? We cannot understand. Even Lakshmi Devi performed severe austerities to get your association. And she performed such severe austerities, observing vows. She didn't get the opportunity of Krishna's association, but Kaliya got Krishna's association, Krishna's dust on his head. How did he get such an opportunity like that? That was their question. I will stop here today. We will discuss further tomorrow. Thank you all so much. And we'll see further in tomorrow's session how how does Bhaṭṭa, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa counter Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu's points and their wonderful Sakhya relationship. So we will end here, and also our Srimad Bhagavatam class for you tomorrow, and for us in India it is evening, today evening. Normally, because now the daylight savings time is changing in America, so your Bhagavatam class will be same at 6:30 normally. Even now for you, every day it's going to be at 6:30. But in India, the time is going to change. So far, until now, we were having classes at 5 p.m. But now onwards, we'll have at 4 p.m. However, today is Sunday, and I have another engagement, another class, Sunday class. Physically, I have to go. So therefore, I will have class at 5 o'clock today. I will send a reminder in the WhatsApp group. But today's class, that is your Srimad Bhagavatam class. For you, it's tomorrow morning. It will be 1 hour late. So for you, it will be 7:30 a.m. And for us, it will be 5 p.m. Okay, thank you very much. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhaktanand ki jai. Hare